Bengals, Raiders, coming up on EA Sports. We are live down by the bay in Oakland. Welcome, everybody, alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. We've got a great one in store for you here. And Charles, like I said, it should be a great one, really. You look at it on paper, pretty evenly matched.
Love the preparation. Love how everything builds to a crescendo. And when you have an evenly matched game, is it going to be a mistake that changes things? Or is someone going to make a big play that breaks things open? I can't wait to find out.
Expecting a good one. Here we go on EA Sports. And he'll get it to the 28-yard line before he's brought down on the return. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his third year now out of Fresno State. Was in the Pro Bowl last year in 2015, Derek Carr.
Derek Carr came out of Fresno State as one of the guys that there's a lot of debate about how much people liked him. Other people had some knocks against him. Guess what? You can't find those people now. He improved greatly from his rookie year to his second year, and the sky's the limit for him right now. He has it all.
And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was in the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
The starting lineups here brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies. Out to the flat. Taylor bring it in. Tackle that time given to Jones.
When you go against Carlos Dunlop, you have to think protecting your passer. He knows how to get upfield and rush the quarterback.
Third down and 9. They'll operate from the gun.
And wow, the Raiders recovered that, but that wasn't worth jack for Derek Carr. Because look at this. See, he doesn't even see 97 come in, drops the ball. Luckily, one of his O-line was actually smart enough to catch it. And the Bengals defensive coordinator is loving this. Jack Del Rio is beginning to break his box of clipboards in half as we speak. So Marquette King puts it in the air. And Pac-Man Jones gets stripped down at the 49, putting the Bengals in some pretty good field position. Enter Andy Dalton. Between Ben Roethlisberger and Andy Dalton, they're one of the best quarterbacks in the North for AFC. See the Bengals O-line today. AJ Green is the player to watch this afternoon.
So it's 2nd and 8.
See all the Bengal players standing on the sideline. Andy Dalton sending people in motion. Dalton shoots the ball downfield and nearly picked off. Let's look at the Raiders defense. Khalil Mack aka something John Gruden blindly got rid of, is one of the best pass rushers in the league. You see him coming towards you, it's best to get out of his way. He's going to pass it again, shoots it, incomplete. And Dalton was hit late on that. There's the creepy possessed eye roll from number 19. So now they're going to shoot the ball up in the air. Huber is kicking it out of bounds. He's going to pin the Raiders at the 26. We also like to remind you, doing a little bit of house cleaning here. The winner here will move on to face Indy on the road, whether that be Oakland or Cincinnati. We have 3 of 4 games finalized. The Chargers and Chiefs, Steelers and Vikings, and the Giants and Seahawks. And there's going to be certain games will have the teams change into their color rush uniforms, which is their one main color. Some uniforms are literally an absence of color. Raiders. So certain games will have that as an alternate, while the other team wears like a main uniform. So like the Pats and the Rams, Pats can wear the color rush, and the Rams can wear like their old classic white jersey or something. But there's going to be random games dispersed throughout this tournament that will have straight color rush uniforms across the board for both teams. Anyways, back to the game. Is a 3rd and 2 situation here for Oakland. As if you remember back to the abbreviated game on Madden NFL 07, that tournament, which was done the day of homecoming, as the de facto Saturday night game. Oakland lost by 1 to Tennessee. And Amari Cooper gets a pass. Look at this. Converts a nice 3rd down into a 1st down, keeping the offense on the field and the Bengal defense scratching their heads. The loser will have to go, will at least get home field advantage against the Browns, whoever that may be, whether that be Oakland or Cincinnati. Even though I did some predictions earlier today, and I found out a lot of people are really riding on Cincinnati, but remember, Sebastian Janikowski, he apparently was on the Super Bowl Raiders back in 2002. He's got Godfoot. Look for it to come down to a field goal situation, as has been some games earlier. The Packers and Steelers, most notably. And a failed, hopefully not a failed field goal to send us to overtime, like the Patriots and Chiefs all the way back on November 21st. 2nd and 5 for Derek Carr. Derek Carr looks back. He's going to shoot it to Roberts. Incomplete. Wow. All right.
No matter how great a receiver, eventually a drop's going to result. The best ones in the game, though, don't let it turn into 2 or 3.
3rd and 5. They are at the Bengals 40. So
3rd down and 5. The tight end changing his
see
position.
Derek Carr moving his tight end here. 3rd and 5. Incomplete. Derek Carr, you suck. Sorry, Bronco fan bias. Must hide that when broadcasting. Looks like, oh wow, they're going to go for it already.
And the defense coming out this time in the nickel.
Wow. Questionable decision on Jack Del Rio's part, but if it works. And 1st and 10. Ball turns over at the Bengals 40. Really not sure why Derek Carr did that when it's only the 1st quarter, but hey. When your offensive coordinator gets a hold of that special veggie, then you do some questionable things. Andy Dalton on the field this time. It's like you can't tell if he's going to do a toss. Bernard breaks the tackle, goes down to the 50, breaks through 40, 30, and look at that. Down at the 26, Gene Bernard stuttering a little bit getting up. And you saw right there, great job. The Raiders defense let him slip for a bit, and then after a while, he was just, luckily they were quick enough to bring him down. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. Minute 21 here as Dalton does another toss to the right for Bernard. It's a loss of 2 that time. And Gene Bernard got straight down back there right before he ripped off that gain. 50 seconds left here in the quarter. The defense adjusts just as the offense does. Dalton is going to throw it. Incomplete. So 3rd and 12 now for the Oakland Raiders. As you see, they're on the 28. And Andy Dalton drops back and throws it away. 4th and 12. 37 seconds left. They're going to probably most likely take a field goal here since they're so far into Raider territory. And McCarron puts it up. 3 points for the Bengals.
For a defense that let an offense drive down the field, that's the best end result they can get. Have them kick a field goal and not give up a touchdown.
So 3 points there. 3 is better than nothing. And the Raiders will get the kickoff. We see Ted Nugent. And Jones brings it out to the 26. So, 1st and 10 for Oakland as Derek Carr drops back, rolls to the right, gets groped by his own line, and Bruce Holmes gets, I thought that's Antonio or Bruce Holmes. Andrew Holmes, wow. Adam Pac-Man Jones stripped him down there. As you saw, he was waiting. He had that nice pass, and then Adam Pac-Man Jones is an animal. It's like once you get the ball and he's near, you better run or do something to get by him. Mm-hmm. And the clock ticks down to 0 possibly here before we end the quarter. 3-0 Bengals. It's typically been the road teams that have been doing very well, save for maybe a couple games, and the Texans just flat routing the Giants. Sorry, the Giants destroy the Texans at MetLife, and the Colts beating the Browns in a last-second Hail Mary, and notably the Steelers doing that last-second kick to end the game, which is something Gostowski couldn't do in this tournament.
Welcome back, everybody. An offensive struggle, a defensive feast. That's what we've had to this point.
3-0 Cincinnati here. All these games so far, with the exception of like 2, have been low-scoring messes, like say for Chicago and Seattle, and Green Bay and Pittsburgh, because they both had a lot of back and forth in the second half. As the Bengals adjust their line, Derek Carr is going to fire the deep ball to Crabtree. Mr. I can't deal with somebody who plays hard football, Crabtree. The Raiders got a nice gain there for Derek Carr, bringing him down to 26. Sorry, the Raiders 30, Cincinnati 36. I'm sorry. Hopefully the Raiders can pin a touchdown. Because remember, this is the last game of round 1 to punch your ticket in round 2 to give some extra insurance before these teams next play on January 9th, which will be a Wednesday night game. So make sure you guys are staying tuned for that. Second down and 10 from the Cincinnati 36. And Derek Carr, Latavius Murray up the gut. There he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, Raiders. Great run by Latavius Murray. Look at that. You want to talk about taking advantage of your O-line? That is how you do it. So now the Raiders are going to be up by 4 as Sebastian Godfoot Janikowski tacks the extra point. First down and 10, Andy Dalton to Bernard. See if he can answer that wonderful run by the Raiders, which he surprisingly does. Great job fighting for yards there.
Yep. So you know what utilization? Yep. So I need to figure out how to 14 hours today. To get my 130.
37.
Because the 130 is what was on my paycheck. The utilization is what impacts my evaluation.
Second down and 4.
Same concept.
They'll operate from the gun.
It's the same measured concept, except one is more interesting.
And the Bengals get the first down.
Eventually, one of them might turn into a highlight.
And he just wasn't listening. I was just going to talk all the time for them. You know what, this one, I don't care. I'm going to do my damnedest to make it underneath. And if I don't, then I don't. So I'll just have visualization based off of whatever I get done.
First and 10.
Yeah,
And now on first down, they're going to look to throw again.
well, I was 14 hours short this morning.
And here is Cincinnati flush and 9 yards before the stop.
He did a good job completing the pass, but obviously not good enough because he did not pick up the first down.
All the names are here. That's all I do. And because I understand what you mean, I understand what you're talking about, and I understand you. Which is typical. Yeah.
Second and short. And off. He goes. So a nice chunk of yardage there before he's taken down the ground.
You like me later? Right? What am I asking? Is it to get in or out next thing? Asking me to go again for school because
Getting set on first down. Zips left on it, and the pass came up short.
So, I'm like, oh, in and out. I was hard to tell. That's expensive. There's nobody there, so it was easy for them.
Second down and 10.
Yeah, I really didn't want to
And Bernard receives the handoff. The tackle by Allen.
just
And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on third down. They'll put it in the belly of the running back. And a big tackle to bring us to fourth down. And we've arrived at the 2-minute
It's unclear what Cincinnati was doing. I think they might punt it or go for the field goal try here at this 2-minute warning here at fourth and 3 here this afternoon in Oakland, and they're going to punt it. Can't tell if they're going to try to put it deep in their own territory, and we'll see shortly. Huber touchback.
So
You see
first and 10 now.
first and 10. Derek Carr drops way back to Latavius Murray.
And get the tackle.
Second and 6. Right there, second and 6. You see, he just had it and off he went and got surrounded by 2 Bengals. And by surrounded, I mean destroyed by 2 Bengals. Pac-Man Jones, you saw it. Huge hit. Definitely a helmet to helmet. Probably getting him destroyed by Roger Goodell right now.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. Snap comes back out of shotgun formation.
And Carr to Roberts. Roberts gets the first. Minute 20 left here in the quarter.
You're really doing it through prayer because you can cover them totally downfield, but at the end, their athleticism actually allows them to uncover themselves and go to the top of you and make a play.
So now they're going to be moving up into Bengal territory now. Minute 20.
Get on first down. Catches the snap out of the gun.
And minute 16, Carr to Walford with another first down. Right at midfield, too. Derek Carr's been surprising a lot of us today. He's been really hitting a lot of screen passes, and his receivers are doing their job. Question is, can they hold the Bengals to below 3 points here by the time we end in the half? I think it's kind of likely. You see the Raiders call a timeout as they talk things over. And 2 timeouts left. Derek Carr just totally morphed through the chain gang. 1st and 10 at the 49. And this one I might just minute 1 left on the clock, so they're going to burn as much of it as possible here, unless Derek Carr and the Raiders can connect with each other, and kaboom, they rip off another touchdown to end the half as Latavius Murray goes up the gut, rolls through, 3 yards short.
So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action.
The draw was called on that play. You're always looking to do that when you think the defense is expecting pass and puts on a heavy rush. In a perfect world, the defense overcommits and you find plenty of room right up the middle.
56 seconds on the clock here in Oakland before we end the half.
To go here on 2nd down.
And the tight end shifts. Carr uses a block, shoots it, incomplete. 3rd and 3. Raiders can go for a really big opportunity here to convert right now. And you see, he just shot straight to the left and just fell aimlessly to the ground. 3rd and 3. Crabtree, probably one of his best receivers and probably his most frequent target in general, not just in this game, at least when Crabtree was with the Raiders, not under Baltimore like he is now. Carr shoots it, nearly picked off by Kirkpatrick. Just did a nice little pirouette and just dropped it. Because the Bengals can't do defense. Janikowski's going to have to really channel that inner Godfoot to get 3 more points. And barely made it, but it was in. I honestly did not know Sebastian Janikowski was still in the NFL. I mean, I didn't even know he was on the NFL today with the Seahawks. I thought it was only the Raiders. And again, when Scruden stepped in, he basically traded away all the good players and is wondering why the Raiders are currently in the crapper right now. Adam Pac-Man Jones with the return. He's going to the 25. 38 seconds. Great opportunity to tie things up before we enter the halftime break.
nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Shotgun formation. Tries the left side, and he makes the catch. And here the offense is going to burn a timeout.
Brandon, that's a good job by the defense. They gave up a completion, but they got the stop short of the first down marker.
And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. Second down, 7. Shotgun snap. Throws left side, and brings it in.
Plenty of credit to the defense for not picking up the first down, but offensive coaches will tell their receivers, you've got to know where the sticks are. Run your routes deep enough in order for us to pick that up.
Third down and 7. The snap from the gun. Sends it left side. He dropped it.
Excellent coverage, breaks on the phone, all it is, taking the other right, so drop an interception. And roll on it, just move on to the next play.
Unable to convert through the air, so now they will punt it away.
And the Raiders dropped the punt, and that was a big mistake. For the punt return, he wasn't even looking. Luckily, the rest of his special teams line was smart enough to catch that. Otherwise, that would have been huge for Cincinnati and Oakland, and just huge for everybody in general. So, yeah. 13 seconds left. And
Get on first down.
See if the Raiders can tack on more points in these final 13 seconds.
Here's Latavius
Latavius Murray up the gut.
Nice game.
I'm not sure if the Raiders even have Latavius Murray still, but they probably don't because John Gruden traded everybody. And that will be the half. Current score, Raiders 10, Bengals 3 here in Oakland, California.
So the Cincinnati Bengals will look to respond better in the third. They trail at intermission. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garth.
Bengals will try at intermission.
The NFL on EA Sports.
They see Latavius Murray dodges people, and he could go all the way. Derek Carr looks for his receiver, and he's going to deliver strike to Crabtree. Derek Carr delivers a short pass to Amari Cooper, and look at him go. And he gets brought down out of bounds into a sea of ghosts. Bernard shoves down Raiders, and looks like he's off to the races as well. Thinking, hey, Murray, I can join you too. There's the halftime report.
And before the second half
And the Raiders are pretty much dominating in every category when you look at stats. Really, really tough to win when you're playing crap football like what Cincinnati's been doing.
Everyone getting lined up, and it looks like we are just about
Point.
set to run. And here we go with the start of the third quarter. Welcome back here on EA Sports.
And Tate with a nice run up to the 24.
Getting set on first down.
And Dalton to Bernard.
Running left side.
This will be the last play of the game before I reveal the remaining parts of the games in round 2 and the loser bracket games. Now that everybody is official, or will be official. So, yeah. Right now, the games are official. There was some crap going on when I initially taped this where it just basically removed the entire second half. So let's just say the Raiders are going to be moving on to Indy, and both brackets for round 2 and loser bracket round 1 have been finalized. The first game in the loser bracket, you probably knew this all the way back in November. AFC West boxing match between San Diego and Kansas City. Game 2 will take us out to the Steel City for a matchup under the lights between Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings. Matchup 3, which was finalized earlier today, will be the Indianapolis Colts and the Oakland Raiders. This is all winners bracket. And matchup 4, which will be Sunday Night Football. The New York Giants take on the Seattle Seahawks, and who can blind each other worse? The losers bracket. Here are the teams that will be playing. Up first, noon Eastern, the LA Rams take on the New England Patriots. The Denver Broncos, who now have a custom quarterback, will be taking on the Green Bay Packers at home. The Cleveland Browns will have home field advantage over the Cincinnati Bengals. And finally, the Chicago Bears will be taking on the Houston Texans. Those are your official games. Again, the Raiders won 17-10. The Bengals made a solid comeback, but it was all for naught. See you next week when New England and LA face each other.